At her latest rally yet, Democratic candidate Kamala Harris warned thousands gathered near the White House that her Republican opponent, Donald Trump, seeks unchecked power as the tight race for the presidency enters its final week. Speaking on Tuesday night to a crowd of over 75,000, Harris recalled how Trump addressed supporters at the same spot before the January 6th Capitol attack, claiming he sent an armed mob to overturn his 2020 loss, calling him unstable and obsessed with revenge.
Look, we know who Donald Trump is. He is the person who stood at this very spot nearly 4 years ago and sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol to overturn the will of the people in a free and fair election. An election that he knew he lost. Americans died as a result of that attack. 140 law enforcement officers were injured because of that attack. And while Donald Trump sat in the White House watching as the violence unfolded on television, he was told by his staff that the mob wanted to kill his own vice president. And Donald Trump responded with 2 words: "So what?" America, that's who Donald Trump is. And that's who is asking you to give him another 4 years in the Oval Office. Not to focus on your problems, but to focus on his. And Donald Trump has told us his priorities for a second term. He has an enemies list of people he intends to prosecute. He says that one of his highest priorities is to set free the violent extremists who insulted those law enforcement officers on January 6th. Donald Trump intends to use the United States military against American citizens who simply disagree with him. People he calls, quote, the enemy from within. America, this is not a candidate for president who is thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power. Donald Trump has spent a decade trying to keep the American people divided and afraid of each other. That is who he is. But America, I am here tonight to say that is not who we are. That is not who we are.
Harris presented her closing argument for the November 5th election with over 53 million votes already cast. A recent Reuters/Ipsos poll showed Harris's lead shrinking to 44% to Trump's 43%. Trump, who dismissed the violence of January 6th, has promised to pardon participants if re-elected. In contrast, Harris urged unity, saying Americans must stop pointing fingers and start locking arms. On the same day, Trump addressed a heavily Hispanic city in Pennsylvania, pitching a message of hope. The candidates remain divided on key issues like abortion, rights, trade tariffs, and foreign policy.
I'm asking you to be excited about the future again. You have to be excited about the future. They've taken all that excitement away from you. They've embarrassed us. They've embarrassed us. Kamala has embarrassed us. She doesn't have what it takes. I'm asking you to dream big again. You're going to dream big, and this is going to be a very special time. It's going to be America's new golden age. We're going to make it a golden age. It seems impossible, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem impossible with these stupid people that we've had to put up with over the last 4 years? We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We were energy independent 4 years ago. Every problem facing us can be solved, but now the fate of our nation is in your hands. It's in your hands. If we win Pennsylvania, we're going to win the whole deal.
Harris's rally featured blue and white freedom banners, and her supporters voiced strong opposition to Trump's policies.